Hello everyone and welcome back to the Veg Grower podcast. Now, slightly new addition going on here in the home plot this year is on our patio I have built what I call the Vegepod garden. And what that is I've got 3 Vegepods now. I've had my medium Vegepod for quite a few years and I'm a big fan of it. I've used it many times. Last year we got the small Vegepod, which I've been using for herbs, and then earlier this year I got myself a large Vegepod. And these 3 Vegepods are going to be really exclusively used for growing food in their various um, guises. So let's get some of these into use. So I think the first place that we want to start is with the small Vegepod. Now this is the herbs one, as I said, and we've already got some coriander that was sown last year. It seems to have survived the winter quite nicely. I sowed some parsley a while back, that's starting to show itself, and we've got some chives down the front. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with this just yet. I'm happy with it. We might have to sow some basil at a later date in here, but just a little bit too early for that now. So that one will class as being up and running, with more to follow. So next, let's have a look at the medium Vegepod. Now this medium Vegepod, as I said, I've had for a few years now. It's done me really well, and I tend to use these just for growing salad leaves. And I've actually sown some salad leaves already in there, which are starting to germinate, which is great. What I'm going to do, I've got a tray of spinach that I sowed a few weeks ago and is all germinated. I am just going to split this into 4 quarters so that I know each area is going to be the salad leaf areas split in 4. So that'll be the first one that we use. In about a few weeks' time we'll sow a second load here, a few weeks' time after that, third load there, and so on. By the time we come back round, I can then start to use that area again to sow some more salad crops. That's how I've worked out these work quite well. So these are the spinach seeds. They're not doing too bad. They were sown on the 12th of February, so just over a month, and they are starting to show themselves their true leaves. The question is, are they going to come out well enough as a plug plant? I'm being a bit delicate, if I'm honest with you, to try and see how they get on, but actually that's not doing too bad. They build up some good strong roots actually on that. That's a nice long root. So let's get that in like so. I've got to admit, I absolutely love spinach. It's a tasty vegetable we eat quite a bit of. Best when we eat the leaves young, and they seem to do really well here. And the best thing is, if you pick them regularly, you get a lot of them. Now I should add, if you don't know what a Vegepod is, it is a raised bed garden system that has an integrated chamber at the bottom that holds onto water and wicks water up through the Vegepod. So what that means is that you can go away for a couple of weeks and your plants will stay pretty pretty wet, pretty hydrated. Now they certainly do work. I've had really good results using these. But added to that, it also comes with the mesh cover as well, which is good for keeping away bugs and what have you, if that is a problem. And it also has an integrated spray bar as well for watering. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Vegepod, hence why I've got quite a few of them now. But we want to get more of these going. I highly recommend it. So that, I think, is going to give our spinach enough room to get growing and make like a zoning area, an edible zoning area, so that we can then carry on and eat the spinach and grow salad leaves. Still got quite a few, as you can see, left over, so we'll use these somewhere else. So now the final Vegepod, the large Vegepod. Now this Vegepod is exclusively this year for growing other vegetables. Not so much salad leaves or herbs like I've done with the other ones. I've got a bar across the back there that's just stopping it from going over slightly, but we'll worry about that another day. Anyway, you may recall a few weeks ago I had Charles Dowding on the podcast, and we'd sowed some radish, or a collection of seeds, in multi-sown as he recommends, and I want to plant these in here actually. Now I've got to say, actually they were all doing pretty well. The radish, which are the first ones, oh wow, those roots are amazing. I'm really happy with those, so we can get those in. The only ones that haven't shown themselves is the basil, but not to worry too much about that. But let's get the radish and the spinach and the beetroot in just for the time being. Right, well that has got those 3 vegetables in. It's radish, spinach and beetroot. So I'm happy, but I think we can do a bit more. I'm going to put a row of carrots in here next, just because, well, why not? So just making a drill about 1 centimetre deep. Now, always put a label in before I sow, that way I know what has gone in there. And then we're just going to sprinkle in the seeds. Now, this is a variety called early Nantes, so they should really germinate quite well in this slightly early time of year. They are quite well known for being good germinators. I'm sowing these quite thickly because I will have to then thin them out come later on when they germinate. But what I find, if you've got particularly tough soil, now this soil isn't too bad, but it is multi-purpose compost, but I find that if you sow them thinly, they struggle to break through, and I find that by working together, several seedlings in one, they're all able to push the soil away together, and then we just have to thin them out later on. Now, for an example of how warm the soil is, it's up at 16 degrees today, so that's not doing too bad in here. I'm quite happy with that. Right, so let's close this down and leave those seedlings to grow on over this next few weeks, and we'll keep coming back and seeing just how well it's going on. Luckily, I've only used about 1/3 of the bed so far on this large one, so I still have plenty of room in which I might be able to sow more seeds or transplant some more seedlings. So I'm just a bit stuck on what seeds I should be growing in these. Well, I'm not so much stuck. I thought I'll ask you guys what you would like to see growing in a large Vegepod system. Let me know in the comments down below. Well, that is it for another video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. We will be back again next time. So until then, please take care.